You are exhausted. Not physically, mentally, spiritually, down to the bone exhausted. And the worst part? Nobody around you seems to notice. Nobody around you seems to feel it. Because they are the ones causing it. The stupidity around you is not getting better. It is getting louder, more confident, more rewarded. You have tried patience. You have tried explaining. You have tried being the bigger person. None of it worked. Because none of it was designed to work. Arthur Schopenhauer lived in this world for 72 years. Ignored, dismissed, surrounded. And he did not just survive. He built a system so precise, so ruthless, so completely effective, that 2 centuries later, people like you are still using it. That system is what this video is about. And the thing that will change everything is that surviving a world of stupid people has nothing to do with them. It never did. It is entirely about you. Subscribe. We go this deep every week.
Let me tell you exactly why you clicked on this video. There is someone in your life, maybe more than one, who operates with the specific weaponized confidence of someone who has never once doubted themselves. They are loud. They are certain. They are completely, catastrophically wrong, and the world treats them like they are right. And you, who sees clearly, who thinks carefully, who holds your opinions to a higher standard before you even allow yourself to have them, you are the one who ends up exhausted, frustrated, questioning whether something is wrong with you. Nothing is wrong with you. What is happening is that you are a precise instrument being used in an environment optimized for blunt force. And precision always suffers in those conditions. Schopenhauer understood this not as philosophy, as lived, daily, grinding experience. He watched Hegel, a man he considered the greatest intellect.
The first thing Schopenhauer would tell you, and he would not be gentle about it, is to stop trying to fix them. This is the mistake that destroys more intelligent people than any other single error. The belief, the persistent, generous, completely incorrect belief that the person in front of you is one good explanation away from becoming reasonable. They are not. He said that the human will, the blind, irrational, biological drive that governs most people, does not update through logic. It updates through pain.
Here is something that will change how you see every conversation you have this week. Your mind is a physical environment, and you have been leaving the windows open to everything. You would not eat contaminated food because someone insisted it was fine. You would not breathe toxic air because everyone else in the room had stopped noticing the smell. But you absorb contaminated thinking every single day. In meetings, in arguments that go nowhere, in conversations that make you smaller when they are over. And you call it being engaged. Schopenhauer was obsessive about this. He chose his reading carefully, his conversations carefully, his environments carefully. Not because he was fragile, but because he understood that the mind takes the shape of what it spends its hours engaging with later. Audit what enters your mind this week. Every conversation. Every argument you allowed yourself to be pulled into. Ask honestly, did this make me sharper or did it make me smaller? And then, with no drama and no announcement, stop consuming what makes you smaller. Nobody talks about the real damage that unreasonable people do. The damage is not in the argument. The argument ends. They go home. And you, for hours, sometimes days, are still in the room, still reconstructing it, still finding the perfect response you did not deliver, still feeling the injustice of it, while they have already forgotten the conversation entirely. This is the real cost, not the argument itself. The hours of your life they occupy in your head long after they have left the room. Schopenhauer's prescription for this was precise. Develop the skill of eviction. The ability to notice when someone is still living rent-free in your mind and remove them. Not with anger, with the quiet, deliberate decision that they have already taken enough, and that not one more minute of your thinking belongs to them.
Schopenhauer wrote something that sounds radical until you live it. The more a man finds within himself, the less he requires from the outside. Think about what this means in practical terms. The person who needs constant company to feel okay is completely at the mercy of whoever provides that company. If the company is mediocre, their inner life becomes mediocre. If the company is chaotic, their inner life becomes chaotic. If the company is unreasonable, their thinking becomes unreasonable. But the person who has built a rich, self-sustaining inner world, who can be alone for hours without needing external input to feel whole, that person cannot be diminished by bad company, because they are not dependent on company to feel complete. Every day, build 1 hour that is completely yours. No inputs, no content, no conversation. Just your own mind working on what matters to you. Do this for 90 days. The person you become will be unrecognizable to the people who used to drain you. Every time you explain yourself to someone who did not ask, you are telling them that their opinion of you has power over your peace. Every time you complain to someone who does not care, you are handing them a map of exactly what hurts you. Unreasonable people do not use information to understand you. They use it to calibrate how to affect you. Every vulnerability you expose is a pressure point they will return to. Schopenhauer lived this rule completely. He did not explain his philosophy to people who had not asked. He did not complain about his obscurity to people who enjoyed it. He worked, he walked, he produced. And he let the work do every explanation that needed to be made, in its own time, to the right audience, with no apology and no announcement. Your silence is not weakness. Your silence is the refusal to give ammunition to people who have already decided to misuse it. The intelligent person's default survival strategy is to compress themselves, to simplify, to translate down, to meet people where they are, even when where they are requires abandoning where you are. And after years of this, they have become fluent in a language that is not their own and have forgotten how to speak the one that is. Schopenhauer refused this compression. His writing is dense. It is demanding. It rewards the reader who comes fully and punishes the reader who comes lazily. And because of that refusal, his work found exactly the people who could receive it. Not many, not immediately, but permanently.
Stop translating yourself into a language that fits everyone. Speak your actual language, fully, precisely, without apology. The people who can hear it will find you, and they will be worth every one of the people who could not.
This is the survival rule Schopenhauer practiced more completely than any other. He did not merely tolerate being surrounded by mediocrity. He used it. Every frustration became material. Every injustice became observation. Every painful interaction with the limits of ordinary thinking became one more carefully documented insight into how the human will actually operates. He turned the world's stupidity into his library, and then he gave that library to the people who came after him, which includes you, right now, watching this. The next time someone's unreason costs you an hour of peace, instead of spending that hour in resentment, ask yourself one question.
In the short game, the loud win. The confident win. The ones willing to say anything to get the room on their side win. And intelligent people lose. Every time. Because they cannot make themselves do what it takes to win that game, which is to abandon the truth. But in the long game, the game measured in decades, not days, the calculus inverts completely. Truth compounds. Work compounds. Clarity compounds. And the people who were loud in the short game discover, slowly, that volume was the only thing they had. Schopenhauer lost every short game. He lost the lecture halls. He lost the recognition of his contemporaries. He lost the approval of the world he was in. He won the century. He is winning this conversation right now, 2 centuries after his death. Choose the game where your specific qualities are the advantage. Then play it with everything you have, for as long as it takes.
I want to stop here and speak to you directly. If you have stayed this long, it is because this is not abstract for you. There is a specific weight you carry, a specific kind of tiredness that does not come from working too hard, but from being in environments that were not built for how you think. And for a long time, maybe a very long time, you have been asking yourself whether it is you, whether your standards are too high, whether your expectations are unrealistic, whether you would be happier if you just stopped caring so much. The answer to all of those questions is no. Your standards are not the problem. Your inability to lower them to match your environment is not a flaw. It is the thing that, if you protect it instead of destroying it, will produce something extraordinary. Survive, not by becoming less, but by building more, until what you have built is too large to be touched by what currently surrounds you.
8 rules for surviving a world that was never designed for you. Stop trying to fix them. Protect what enters your mind. Evict who lives in your head rent-free. Use solitude as armor. Never explain, never complain. Broadcast on your actual frequency. Convert suffering into output. Play the only game where you actually win. Schopenhauer did not survive this world by becoming immune to its stupidity. He survived it by becoming so deeply, completely, productively himself that its stupidity gradually became irrelevant to what he was building. That is what survival actually looks like. Not endurance, not tolerance, not the grim satisfaction of outlasting people you resent, but the quiet, absolute, unstoppable process of becoming someone whose inner world is so rich, so self-sustaining, so genuinely alive that the outer world simply loses its power to diminish you. Subscribe. Leave a comment with the rule you needed most today. Share this with someone who is running out of energy fighting the wrong battle. We go this deep every week. See you in the next one.